The Pulse-O-Rater is easy to use and read because it's either green for go or red for stop, and there's no better way, easier way to do it.
The pulsator is the heart of a milking system. Much as a human heart pumps blood throughout the body to sustain life, a pulsator is the heartbeat that provides massage to cows' teats. Proper teat massage is vital to healthy teats, efficient milking, and contented cows. Because effective pulsation is so vital to the process of milking, a lot of attention is typically devoted to maintaining a properly functioning pulsation system. Graphing pulsators, performing complete milking system evaluations, and providing maintenance on a regularly scheduled basis is routinely performed. But with all the attention given to maintaining effective pulsation, inadequate pulsation does take place, even on the best managed dairies. And it takes place more frequently than most people realize. That's because it's often the result of normal, everyday occurrences that take place when milking cows. For example, a milking unit falls on the floor. The milker picks up the unit as soon as possible. What can go unseen is debris being sucked from the floor into the pulse tubes, or even into the pulsator, adversely affecting teat massage. Another common occurrence is an air tube that gets cut because a cow stepped on it or kicked it. That cut can be almost invisible to the eye. A twisted liner or a liner with a hairline crack is another almost invisible problem. These are examples of why inadequate pulsation can occur in even the best managed, well-maintained dairies. Inadequate pulsation can also happen for mysterious reasons, such as the pulsator coil that malfunctions when it gets hot from operating, but checks out perfectly when it is tested, which is usually during downtime after the coil has cooled off. Or perhaps a pulsation control board intermittently drifts, but happens to be functioning correctly when tested. BouMatic offers a technology that can help you do your best to assure that every cow benefits from effective pulsation at every milking. That product is Pulse-O-Rater, a pulsation performance monitor that mounts permanently to a pulsator to continuously analyze pulsation performance at that milking unit. Because it is a permanent part of the pulsation system, it provides an opportunity to find and fix pulsation problems almost as soon as they happen, right then and there. Perhaps some debris is partially blocking a pulsation tube. Pulse-O-Rater will instantaneously signal a problem, providing an opportunity to correct it on the spot.
One of the main advantages of the Pulse-O-Rater is that not only does it check the performance of the pulsator, but it also checks the condition of the hoses, whether we've got a short air tube that's got a hole in it, we could have a split liner, we could have any number of problems that are going to result in poor milk out of the cow. And the major component that typically is found when I check milking equipment is that there's not adequate pulsation. And again, that can be from a bad pulsator or a pulsator that has manure in it or dirt. It can be from hoses that are bad, either the short air tubes or the long air tube. And with the Pulse-O-Rater, we know if we're not obtaining adequate pulsator function, we find it right away.
Some of the things that the Pulse-O-Raters catch for us are holes in airlines, a leak in the air tube, and any of those kind of things that cost us money whenever they're not working right.
There wasn't necessarily any problems that we were trying to solve. It was mostly a diagnostic tool for us. Sometimes a pulsator would be plugged up and it would go undetected until you eventually found it on your monthly maintenance. Here we have a daily check on the Pulse-O-Raters, and that's what we like.
Pulse-O-Rater is easy to use. Your BouMatic dealer will install it, calibrate it, and help you select an appropriate tolerance level for monitoring your pulsation system.
Well, we're looking at the Pulse-O-Rater, which is a device to monitor the performance of the pulsators at each stall in the barn. Now, there's one pulsator at every stall in the barn. They're electrically wired up to the power supply from the pulsator. But what they do then is they're tied into the long pulsation tubes, and they actually monitor the pressure differences that are occurring during a normal pulsation cycle.
Well, when we installed those Pulse-O-Raters, our goal was to reduce the amount of mastitis, so we had fewer cows in the hospital. We've had them now for a little bit over 2 years, and so far we have accomplished that goal. We have very few cows. I don't think we ever had a day that we have more than 1% with mastitis, and usually it's about 0.5% of the number of cows that we milk with mastitis in the hospital.
There are 4 tolerance levels available, ranging from the tightest tolerance, level 1, to the most forgiving, level 4. Level 4 represents the industry minimum standard for pulsation performance. Level 1 represents optimum performance. In between are levels 2 and 3, those most applicable for most pulsation systems. The Pulse-O-Rater's simple green light, red light signal system is one reason this monitor is so easy to use.
There's a series of lights on the pulsator, or a series of switches that we can set, and also a main control light in the middle. And what happens is when it's normal, it'll be a green light. And if there's an issue with the pulsator, it'll flash, it'll give us a red signal, and it will give us a set pattern of signals, so when you look in the manual, you can determine what's actually wrong with the pulsator.
A green light signal means pulsation operation is within the tolerance level you selected. If it's red, performance is out of tolerance. It's that simple. Green means okay, red means stop and check. There may be a problem.
And so it works very simply. If we can get a pan up on top, and if I just kink the hose off, it'll take it a couple seconds, and then what'll happen is the Pulse-O-Rater will go ahead and flash, and if we were to let that go for a longer period of time, it would tell us exactly what I did to that pulsator.
The Pulse-O-Rater is also a diagnostics tool. It uses flash signals to help you locate the problem. If the red light flashes once, the pulsator is pulsing faster or slower than it should be. If the red light flashes twice, the rest-milk ratio is out of tolerance. Flashes also indicate pulsation phase problems. For example, 6 flashes signal that the D phase is out of specification. Important because this is when teat massage takes place. The green light, red light signal light is built into the front of the monitor for easy viewing. An optional remote signal light is available for pulsators that are mounted out of sight, such as those within cabinets or located in a basement. The remote signal light can be mounted wherever it is clearly visible and easy to observe. Your BouMatic dealer will provide you with a wall chart that provides troubleshooting tips to help you or your personnel find and correct common pulsation problems.
This device really cuts the labor involved on a dairy because it's a monitor. And what it does is every day it checks what's that pulsator performance is happening in the barn. And on many larger dairies where we graph pulsators on a regular basis, the problem is we graph them today and we graph them again in a week or 10 days or 2 weeks or a month, and we always tend to find 1 or 2 pulsators that are not performing properly. By having the Pulse-O-Rater installed in the barn, then it's a quick look up to see if it's performing properly, and those intervals in between the normal testing allows the dairy to manage their barn to keep their pulsators working properly.
The confidence that we have in the Pulse-O-Raters is pretty good right now. It's really excellent because every time we hook up a diagnostic tool to check out the pulsation system, we can never find any pulsator that was bad, cross-referencing it towards the Pulse-O-Rater. So we have a lot of confidence in the Pulse-O-Rater system, and it's working great since we've installed it.
The Pulse-O-Raters have given me peace of mind knowing that my pulsators are working properly and that the employees can find when they aren't working properly, they can either get a hold of me or the herdsman to come up and find out why and where the problem is. But we sleep better at night having them.
What I like about the Pulse-O-Raters most is the easiness. The milk hands, green is milk, red is fix the thing, and I mean it's so obvious that yeah, we love it.
The pulsator is the heart of a milking system because effective pulsation is so vital to the process of milking. With the Pulse-O-Rater, BouMatic offers a patented technology that can help you do your best to assure that every cow benefits from effective pulsation at every milking, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pulse-O-Rater from BouMatic.